Hello everyone, so we are back today with Miss Kathy, who you remember from last year.
I haven't seen me since
We
May.
did like a 1 hour long video. Today, instead of doing another friendship tag, we are going to introduce you to our Hobbit characters, because that's how we met, so this should be interesting.
We haven't written them in a long time. We need to do that.
We met through Hobbit role-playing.
Where?
Let's explain that. Way back in 2013, your friend Christina knew my sister. My sister is a year older than me, so she was on the internet a year before I was. And she got into a little community of Hobbit writers with her character Dimple, and met Dragon Christina, and then tell your side of the story.
Lord of the Rings, and I was like, sure. And then they introduced me to the community where I roleplayed originally. I remember this. It was Tulia's birthday party, and Tulia was my original character, who was kind of like, she was kind of like insert, like, how would you describe it? She was kind of like a self-insert at that age.
Yeah.
She wasn't really, she looked like me. Except she had darker hair and greener eyes. And then I realised, you know what? I want to create my own new Hobbit character, because 14-year-old me was like, oh my god, everyone else's characters are exactly like them. I'm going to create my own character who's the antithesis of me. But as I've grown older, I've turned very much into Jen.
Yeah.
I have grown into my character, even though we're still very separate.
Yeah.
And then I started role-playing with Lou and our friend Emery. And we became known as, what was it, the Side 3?
Or the Silver 3.
Oh, not the Golden Trio.
Yeah. So originally we role played as, there were 5 of us who mainly role played, and then there were 2 other who would sometimes, 3 other who would sometimes jump in. Really, there are 5 hobbits. There's the Golden Trio are Dimple, which is my sister. She started the main community. And then there's Valley, who was written by Emma. And then there's Rosa, who was written by Michaela. Michaela no longer writes with us any, but that's okay. Then there's the Silver Trio, which is Marilla, who is role-played by our friend Emery, who you've met. And then Jen, who is role-played by Kathy, and then Lilly, who you all know is me. So that's our 5 girls. So yeah, now we are going to introduce you a little closer to Lilly and Jen. Alright, so I found a question list on Writer's Digest. I had to see what the URL was. 10 questions, so we are going to answer these questions and do it like this. So here's a funny thing. Let's give you a little bit of timeline. So my character is born in 3015 in the 4th age. Well, it's still the 3rd age at that point. The Scouring of the Shire and Frodo's Return is in 3018, just to kind of give you a mindset of where we are in the Lord of the Rings timeline. So, 3018, Lilly would be 3, Jen would be 8. So, Jen
She's born in 3010?
3010, yeah.
I'm making music for myself, just add on
Yeah,
that 10
I know. So Jen is 5 years older than Lilly and is the oldest of the hobbits, and Lilly is the youngest of the 5 main hobbits.
Isn't it?
So, how old is she? We are setting this video in 3046, so Lilly is...
Every step so softly, just before the dawn arrives.
36. You remember this?
Next question is, how old are they mentally?
Oh, we should answer this for each other.
So, how old is Lilly?
I think Lily's probably like, I think she's in like her 50s. She's like not
Okay.
She's like kind of, she's like older than she is. I'd say she's almost older than she is by about 10 years. But then at the same time, she's still really naive to a lot of stuff.
I think it's funny how you think she's so naive.
But she's
I
not.
don't get that from her
But
at all.
she's like naive to certain things. Like,
And Jen is...
my final answer is I'm going to put Lily at 40.
40 in human years or 40 in hobbit years?
Mental.
Hobbit or human?
Hobbit.
Okay.
Well, like near 50. In the 40s, in that range.
Okay.
Like end of the 40s. Probably, let's go 47. 47, 49, 50.
I
49.
Jen is about her real age. I feel like she's pretty good at growing with herself. Although sometimes she can act like a child and sometimes she can be very wise.
God,
So
I'm so happy she's become so developed. Like she's no longer like slapping people.
as much, there are still some slaps. Don't get on Jen's bad side. Second question. Did she have a happy childhood? Why or why not?
This is a hard one because, like, I'd say, right, Jen's mother, Hetty, biological mother, dies when she is 10 years old. Yeah, she's meant to be turning 11. Okay, so Hetty Sandybanks, which is Jen is short for Jeanette. Her full name is Jeanette Florence Hayward, and Lily's is Tiger Lily Pearl Millstone.
Nope.
Tiger Lily Pearl. I don't know. Sweet Pea.
Yes. There
Tiger
you
Lily
go.
Pearl. I mean, it was sweet. I wanted to
Tiger Lily Pearl Sweet Peas.
I want to. Jen was very close to her mother. She was her mother's favourite child, being the middle child and the first girl. She feels like Jen's. What would you say? Hetty's loss on Jen is like massive. Really,
Yeah.
it affects her for the rest of her life, essentially. In terms of childhood, she had a very happy one up until about the age of 10. And 3 years later, Frosco marries his childhood sweetheart. It's a complicated story.
Yes, very complicated. They had a fairly happy childhood. It had some very rough moments. Lily was born a twin, the younger of the twins, and her sister dies when her sister dies. Kind of upset her world more than she realized at the time. Really, but yeah, she had a happy childhood. She just had some very dark moments throughout it in trying to find herself and trying to make friends, because her family lived in the woods, basically, with very few people for her to play with, and she didn't get along very well with the majority of her siblings.
But she had the Haywoods to play with as children.
But they were an hour away, so she didn't get to see them
Do you
at
want
all.
to explain how the Haywoods know each other?
The Haywards know the Millstones. They're... Okay, so Lily's dad owns a pony farm. They raise and train ponies for hobbits around the Shire, outside the Shire. It's a very good business. And so Sam has been providing Frosco, Jim's dad, with ponies for years. And that's how they
Frosco owns a massive estate, like massive.
one of the oldest estates in Rushy.
In the whole of the Shire, I'd almost argue. It's like the Haywoods are a big family. They own a lot of land. Too much land. They don't know what to do with it.
Third question is past and present relationships. Okay. Let's talk about Dury.
Oh no! Oh god.
Come over here.
Oh god. What do I talk about with Dury? Like him and Jen have had the most on and off relationship.
Yeah.
Out of everyone, like honestly, so they're like that couple who should be divorced, but also work really well together. That they shouldn't.
It's okay.
Be divorced. Where do we start? Where did they meet? And like, okay, so there's this.
Okay.
How do I start this?
Jen worked at the Golden Perch when she was in her early teens.
It's in stock, right? Golden Perch was it in Rushy? I thought the place was in stock.
There's one in
Okay.
is what Jessica decided on. Dury likes drinking because he has a lot of life problems and it is a fun way for him to cope. It doesn't usually end well. So Jen was working one night and Dury stumbled in and made a fool of himself and fell in love with Jen. Now you can start.
It's a little bit different actually. He ends up coming into the pub and Jen's working there with her friends, comes in and Dury Dury starts buying things, and he falls in love with Jen, doesn't realise at the time. But he keeps like bullying her and stuff, like not bullying her, just kind of mildly teasing, mildly annoying her to get her attention. It's kind of like Jen just cannot stand this dude. She like comes home one night and she's like, "Oh, Penny, you won't believe who I had to deal with today." And like Georgiana's like, "Calm down, dear, like it will be okay." She's like, "No, because he keeps coming in." And one day he kind of bucks up the courage and asks her out, and she's like, "I guess you're not actually that bad." Okay. They go out for a little while.
Yeah.
For about.
She's very happy while.
Yeah. It's only like 5 months.
Yeah.
It's like 24. It's 20.
And then during
He ruins it. He ruins it by cheating on Jen with a girl called Daphne, who doesn't even want to be there. It's like she's been like forced into it, that kind of thing. Jen finds out when Dury's like meant to be coming for tea. Jen finds out and she's like, "Goodbye. No, I don't want you ever in my life." And then so she goes to the Dwarven Hills because her sister's getting married, but it's also a good excuse to run away from.
Realizes that's what she's done when she's come to America this time.
So you can read my
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, now she's gonna talk again. Go ahead.
falls in love with a dwarf noble called Benedict. She ends up giving everything to him, though she realizes she's still in love with Dury. And is like,
Also, wasn't Benedict being a jerk to her?
yeah, she was being a jerk. And then Ed and her leave in the middle of the night, come back to the Shire, and then it's been a few years, and she's setting up her own shop and everything. An apothecary. And her parents are like, "Hey, we kind of think this guy is suited for you." You know, one of her childhood best friends, Alexander. And he's like, "Yeah, like maybe we should give it a go." So they get engaged.
Wait, there was another guy who took her to the spring ball.
Quentin? Oh yeah, Quentin, yeah. Quentin takes Jen to the spring ball. Jen isn't really that fussed about him.
But he's had a crush on her for years.
Yeah, but she kind of ignores him. Then comes in Alexander, who her parents are like, "Yeah, you should like not take care of it, but you should like, you know, we think you two be well matched." And he's like, "Okay, let's give it a go." Jen's like, "Oh, I don't see what." Jen just does not want to be. She doesn't want to get married at this point in her life. She's about 30.
She's tired of boys.
She is. She's setting up her own shops and stuff. Dury comes in from nowhere and is like, "Jen, I'm still in love with you. Don't marry him." And Jen's like, "No, go away."
I'm going to marry him just because you told me not
Exactly. She's like, "I don't like you anymore," because her feelings by this point have left.
to. Yeah.
And they end up getting back together in about 10 years later, actually. And they get married in 3046.
Yep.
Dury has to propose to her 3 times before she would.
There was a lot of slapping. How did they affect her?
Okay, well, when she was like 30, she kind of swears off boys and she's like, "I don't want to be engaged, I want to do my thing." Just like fed up with men. I don't blame her. But then, like, I don't know, I think she also grows as a human and realised, like, she's gone from being like a ball, not a ball of sunshine, being naive around men, to being like, "I'm going to settle with this guy, but only when I feel it's right and when I want to do so." She becomes a feminist icon.
Okay, so Lily hasn't been in a relationship up to this point in 3046. She has had a crush on multiple people, but that's as far as it ever went. One time she did get invited to a ball by her childhood crush, and then he decided to ignore her for the entire evening, which basically made her decide that she was done with him. Except she wasn't, because yeah, that's not how you get over crushes. You don't just decide you're done. Nobody else would go with him, and he had to go.
Why did he have to go?
Georgiana.
Oh yeah, his mum was like, "Go!"
You have to.
Wasn't it one of the things where it only happened like in 25 years or something? And she was like, "You gotta go! It's for the young people."
So that's Lily's love life. Number 4, what does she care about? Lily cares about her family, most importantly her friends, and her animals and her career are probably her 4 top priorities. What about Jen?
Jen, at this point in time, her shop, her cats. She loves her cats. Dory is very allergic to cats, and Jen is like, you will suck this up. Well, she isn't like that. He claims he's allergic. Jen is like, I believe you.
She probably made a tonic for him.
Probably, yeah. Family. And money. She likes money.
Yeah. She likes to be comfortable.
Yes.
A little more than comfortable.
Yeah, well, she's growing up in a rich family.
Alright, and then we have, what is she obsessed with?
What is she obsessed with?
Lily is obsessed with making other people happy, and it can be a problem.
Lily is also obsessed with, like, people staying in contact and being friends with people.
Making people happy. Yeah, true. Yeah, she can't make people happy if she doesn't have any people.
I think Jen's obsessed with being stubborn.
Being Jen.
Yeah. Her cats.
Yeah.
If Jen didn't have Dory, she'd be a crazy cat lady. This is a
She has Dory and she's crazy.
yeah, she has like 8 of them because they keep breeding.
Alright, number 6. What is her biggest fear?
Jen's is probably like losing, like, because obviously Jen lost her mother at a young age, and I feel like losing people she cares
Yeah.
about, like when she starts to build a family again. This is a little bit later. It's like her biggest fear, and she's kind of one she doesn't want to admit, but when she becomes pregnant, she's like, oh god. Her biggest fear is having children or like being part of a family and like suddenly disappearing. Like
Yeah.
abandonment, I think, is her biggest fear.
I think Lily's biggest fear up to a certain point is not being wanted. It's feeling like a shadow is her biggest fear.
Are you okay?
I'm fine. Yeah, she has issues.
I think they both do. They both have
Yeah.
childhood traumas, which is like.
What is the best thing that ever happened to her?
I think Jen setting up a shop
Yeah.
because she could like. Everyone would be like, "Oh, Dory's the greatest thing that's happened to you." Jen would be like, no.
Actually,
If I had set up my shop, he wouldn't have come by.
Right.
Like, I'm gonna always. I think her setting up a shop and moving out and having her independence.
yeah.
What about Lily?
I think reading the Haywards is one of the
Aw.
best things that's ever happened to her.
What about the worst?
You go ahead and answer because it's gonna take me a second to think
Jen's
of
mother dying.
Yeah.
Is the worst. I don't know actually. Jen's mother dying could be seen as the best thing that happened to her, or the worst thing, depending on which way you look at it.
Mm-hmm.
The best because it allowed her to really grow. Because she was really under her mother's thumb. But the worst at the same time because she lost that support and like the person she loved the most.
I can't answer Lily's. Lily has a very dark story
Lily's life
sometimes.
Lily's life is full of tragedy.
Yeah, probably her sister dying. There's a lot that goes on. Number 8. Most embarrassing that thing ever happened to her.
I don't know, Jen. I don't
Not Dory and Daphne?
Oh, that was slightly embarrassing. You know, Dory coming for tea and her being played like the fool, which is something Jen does not like.
For Lily. One time when she was little, she and Penny got into a race with Ed and his friends, and
Did we write this?
I wrote it. You did it. And Lily got put on the same team as Ed, and they won, and Penny would not talk to her for the rest of the week. And I think Penny being mad at her and the boys liking her was probably the most embarrassing moment of her life up to 3046. Biggest secret. Oh boy.
She has a crush on Ed.
You know, Rose was actually kept as a secret. A lot of people thought that Lily was crazy because she would talk to Rose, like Invisible Rose, and they thought that she was just crazy. It's like, no, actually have a sister. I think that might be one of her biggest secrets. Also having a crush on Ed, because it's a big secret.
What do you think Jen's is? I have no idea. Jen strikes me as a woman who keeps a lot of secrets, even from me.
Right. I mean, it could be
I think
simple.
it's probably sleeping with Benedict.
Yeah, because she didn't even tell Lily about that.
Nope. Lily finds out years later.
Pen is what is one word you would use to describe her?
Can I do this for Lily?
Sure.
Courageous.
Okay. I think Jen would be growth. Now, what would you describe Jen as?
Stubborn is the go-to one.
I don't know. I will put a word here when I think of what it is, because I can't right now.
It is.
Just a second. Alrighty, so I hope you enjoyed that video. I will put Kathy's poetry Instagram
My poetry Instagram?
down
Yeah,
below
on
in the
it.
description.
What?
And also Lily's account will be also down there. So you can follow that for updates.
We love you!
So yeah, thank you for doing another video with me.
Alright, I'm going home tomorrow. No, today!
Yep. That is all for today. I will see you all later. Thank you for watching and have a good day. Toodles.
You want to come back a bit? Or do you want to move forward? Because
It's good. It's
our
good.
heads are kind of chopped off.
Just like pretend like you're shorter.
Let me shove it back a little bit.
Here, let's just move it. There we go. Now you're Rose. See? Yeah, that's right.
If these aren't in the video, I'm going to be very upset. There we go.
That was fun to edit. It took me like 3 weeks to edit and then a week to upload.
You sure you don't want to move back a bit? Because your head's being
It's
chopped
good. It's good. I have a big head. Okay, let's move it back. She's not gonna stop fussing at me until I do. Okay.
Just move back a little.
That's good.
It's at an angle. Thanks, babe.
There we go.
There.
Alright, so let's start with a little bit of.
It's my British Airways tag from last year.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh,
Look. It's the British Airways tag from last Oh. Oh, sorry, just.
no, it's okay.
Go ahead, go ahead.
Wait,
No, I'm curious now. I don't know the story the bit. This is just like off camera, like for a second. So, like, suggest, like, how did the community first form? That's just me.
I don't know.
I'll ask Jessie.
I know Jessie created a community, but that's not where they originally roleplayed.
Yeah, I'll ask Emma, because Emma was in from the beginning.
Yeah, she was. So. Okay.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Basically,
So, first question is, how old is your character?
in what part of the timeline?
Right.
What part of the timeline are we going in? We have over 400 characters. Most of which we... Yeah, it is. Most of which we don't use. Like, there's
Right.
about 50 of them. But, like, there's the family tree, which
Yeah.
I found a site when we were about 15, and I was like, guys, it's a free family tree site. And we've kind of just gradually, like, it's what,
Yeah.
years of archives of, like, stuff on there.